Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned in to another live edition of my show. This is the Chris Pirillo YouTube channel, and this video you're watching live, if you are watching it live, is sponsored. I'm very grateful that I've been given an opportunity to look at not just one, not just two, but three Razer Blade laptop PCs. Now, if you are familiar with me, you know that I've had a somewhat distant love affair with Razer, and I've never had an opportunity like this, and I'm kind of excited. I'm also going to tell you, as I begin to showcase each one of these laptops and do my best to explain and potentially even demonstrate some of the things that I like about these systems, I will be sending them back. They have requested a return, which is fine. Maybe we can nudge them, because I can tell you this, on these three systems, let me tell you, they ooze premium, probably the most premium PC, certainly most premium laptop I've had the pleasure of using ever since I can remember. I mean, these things are amazing. Each one of them, I feel, would be able to handle a gameplay of Battlefront on the PC. Including the one I'm going to begin with, the lightest of the three, and this is the Razer Blade Stealth. The Razer Blade Stealth, and man, just look at it. So, it's beautiful. All of them are beautiful. CNC aluminum. It's, if you didn't notice, a Razer Blade computer. That's how I shaved today. No, you can't actually shave with these. But by the way, thank you for tuning into live. I will be watching the chat that I've got in the foreground there. So excited for a Razer review from Chris. Thank you, Fucho, for the super chat. I also happen, as you know, to appreciate the aesthetic of a well-balanced logo. The logo there, it looks great in any direction. Plus, look at this. If I just pop it open just a tad, it illuminates. But that's not the only thing that glows. No, not just that, but the keyboard as well. and then watch the keyboard. Just watch. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? The colors are changing. It does so much more than that. With the software, and I will demonstrate it on one of these other machines, you can actually tweak what happens with the backlit keyboard. This is like the backlit keyboard that you would always want on every single machine, like a PC, any kind of these computers. You would want it on every one of them, because it's pretty cool. Just wait until I demonstrate it. It's pretty amazing. So I begin with this, if only because it is sitting on top, and the reason why I think this would, out of the three of them, would suit me best is not just the size. It's got ample power, just like the other two machines, but the screen that this one comes with, I found to be spectacular. And the screen quality on the other two are different because of the configurations. You could get a high-res touchscreen or just a regular a laptop screen or a system screen. But this is a QHD IGZO, and it is breathtaking. So this is the only configuration that I received that had this kind of screen. And that would be a touchscreen. But, the colors are so vibrant. And it's just, it's clear. It is a glossy screen. This is the only glossy screen that I have in these configurations. A long time ago, I used to use matte screens. But these two others that I'll be showing you are matte. This is a glossy screen, but it's the vibrancy of colors, as well as just the crispness of text that was quite honestly breathtaking. So that just jumped out at me. Moreover, as I demonstrate all of them, this one's a little easier to hold. It's another reason why I wanted to begin with it. It just looks beautiful. They don't really clutter it up at all with, stickers that can't easily be removed. It's just there. It's present, but it gets out of the way to put you on your way. I mean, there's a sticker there, and that's it. But you know me, I'm a software geek. We can talk about the hardware all day long, and I can dive deeper into specs. In fact, if you want to know, this also has the Core i7, 7th generation in there. I looked at the sticker. And it's also got 16 gigs of RAM, by the way. This ain't no slouch. And I'm able to hold it with one hand. Not that I would do that for a long time, but seriously, it's a great one to hold. It just feels so nice. I mean, yeah, it's aluminum. This is premium. It's seriously, it's premium. And I'm not just saying that because it's sponsored. It's very well constructed. Speakers are there flanking the keyboard. Amazing. Hinge is solid too. Like the screen is not wobbling as I move it around, or if I touch the screen, I don't feel like it's going to necessarily, you know, go wonky on me and start wobbling. So it's solid. Like the build quality of all of these is solid. But I was going to say, you know, I'm a software geek, and this thing does not come. Any one of these systems does not come with software that you don't need. Everything that ships with the system is exactly what you need to run the system. And as they have pointed out over and over again, for gamers by gamers. And I'm pointing just off screen at the box. I'll show you one of the boxes here. Awesome logo. I really do like the logo. And then right there, it says for gamers by gamers. And if there's one thing I know about those of us who are in the know, we don't really need extraneous software. So not only is the hardware clean, not only is it tweaked for performance, but the software is as well. And you know me, if the software does not run in conjunction with the hardware, it's a miss as far as experience. These three Razer Blade laptops are definitely, you know, a cut above the rest. Quite literally, if you're talking about the industrial design. But I should also note that as much as I would be inclined to use the power of the other two systems I will show you, this particular system here, the Stealth, which love the name, also has the capability for you to connect an external video card to it by way of the Thunderbolt port, and then you could basically run high-end games or high-end anything on this particular system. So it is built to be upgraded externally, which is all the more reason why I would be inclined between the three, beyond the screen, to potentially go with this one. It's kind of it's a nice balance with extreme portability, extreme quality, just like all three of them, but also a build that is best for like productivity in conjunction with gaming. So you can be a productivity powerhouse, a pretty decent battery life on this thing. And I'll show you. I've got the webpage pulled up on one of these other systems to just kind of to run down a few of the other points I wanted to make. But yeah, this is really cool. It's gonna be. I tell you, it's rare that I feel a bit saddened when I have to return systems. I may cry when I pack these up. I was going to do an unboxing because their boxes I feel are really nice. They're really clean, uncluttered. I love, see, just the attention they give to the boxes and the systems. They run in parallel with each other. There's not much to see inside, but you don't really need to see much inside. It's exactly the way these systems, these types of systems, should ship, whether or not you consider yourself a gamer. Because, you know, I like playing Star Wars games. I could play them on any one of them. Okay, so we'll move on to, the mid-range of them all, the Razer Blade, and we'll lift it up. Look at that. I didn't have to use two hands to lift it up. As I did note, it says full HD IPS display, so this is a matte screen, not a touch screen. See here? Oh, yeah. Let's hit the power button, theoretically. May have to, there we go. Has to boot it up, or it has to boot up. This is, again, middle of the road. You know, if you're looking for something that is powerful, portable, and you're not necessarily worried as much about battery life, you just want power on the go all the time, this is probably a good middle ground. It is a bit heftier, and I'm just going to go ahead and actually hit enter there to log in, sign in. I've got the webpage pulled up here for this particular system, and let me do this. It's a little easier to set this one down compared to the other one. But let's go ahead and show you, like, one right on top of the other. So you get... Oh, hang on. Let me hold it the other way. Doing these live sometimes can be a challenge. So look. So there is the Stealth on top of or in front of the mid-range system. Because honestly, they all pretty much look the same beyond the screen configuration, because you can configure it any way you want, pretty much, minus maybe some details with the trackpad. This one actually has buttons. The trackpad on this one, buttons. But as you can see, the same glowing keyboard, which if I have a glowing review, like, it's it's all about that keyboard, man. So let's go ahead and scroll. And I've got to make sure I'm doing it the right way. There we go. So this is a new Razer Blade, Intel Core i7 processor, as I said, 7th generation. But you know, what it notes is that you can configure it with either full HD, which this one is, or a 4K UHD screen. And that would be awesome, because then I would be able to get into like 4K gaming. You could potentially get into 4K gaming. What makes it different? NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics. So, of course, it's a gaming system. You need a video card. Back in the day, like, video card was everything, and still today, video card is everything as far as gaming's concerned. There's the mention of the Intel processor, gaming perfected, mentioning the 1060 GPU. Very, very, very fast. VR ready. Let me see. Am I getting that? Sometimes I don't know what's being cut off or what you can see, but this is just the webpage. You can go directly to the webpage, and I'm grateful to be able to look at these today, because right now they have some specials going on. You can check out the link in the video description. So even though I don't have a VR headset, this is the type of headset I would need to use if I had a VR-capable system, which I don't, minus the systems that I currently have here, but it's VR ready in a laptop. Nothing else needs to be done, to my knowledge. This is it. I would need this kind of system because I get motion sickness with anything that runs less than 90 frames per second or 90 hertz. Let's go ahead and scroll down a little further. Faster memory, faster storage, maximum performance. Seriously, it's fast. They do, this is the thing. They do their best to show you side by side, hey, you can get the 1920 by 1080 full HD IPS matte display, or the UHD touchscreen display. And you really can't see the difference between the two screens. But like I said, I'd be just as inclined to go with this screen on this particular configuration, or the larger configuration that I haven't even, you just wait. It's a beast, and that's not a slag. It's just true. It is insanely powerful, and it's big. The next one I'm going to show you is a desktop replacement. Razer Chroma lighting with 16.8 million color options. The keyboard, Razer Chroma, and they do some demonstrations on the website. Does not do it justice, but I will get to that. I'm going to be saving that best for last. More power per cubic inch. I'm telling you, this thing screams quality. Thunderbolt 3, notebook meets desktop. Oh, sorry, I jumped the scroll there. And then it shows here you get FL Studio for free. Fruity Loops? Was that it for making music? Ultra thin without bloatware. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not kidding. You know how I am when it comes to software. You know how I am when it comes to quality in terms of how it looks when it's sitting here. And these laptops, every single one of them absolutely delivers. So you can check out more of the specs if you want, and then they show you side by side. But again, what you see on a webpage does not do these things justice. You have to feel it to know, wow, this is built well. It is built to last. There's the Razer Blade Stealth, the Razer Blade Pro, and then the Razer Blade, the regular Razer Blade that I'm using right now. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be saving the best for last, or do my best. I'm checking out the comments here to see if there are any questions. Not necessarily, other than people asking if I'm going to keep them, but they may have missed the beginning of the broadcast. Okay, this is, look. Okay, hang on. I'm going to stand up. Just it's almost as large as my chest. That's how big this is. When they say this is a desktop replacement, they mean it. This is big. It would certainly be about the biggest laptop I would ever carry with me. But if I was going to do LAN parties, this would be the system I would go with. Because it is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best desktop replacements I've ever seen. I'm not even sure if, as I flip this open, I'm going to be able to show you. It's so big. That's not a slag. It's just, wait, I got to turn it the right direction. They all have rubber grips on their on the bottoms too, that aren't going to fall off. I love that. It's quality, man. Premium. Okay, let's lift in the middle. There we go. I am kind of teetering on a box here, so I've got to make sure it's well balanced. All right, so this is the Pro, and everything about this is Pro. Let me try to inch it into the screen there. Huge display. I mean, wow. And I'll get back to playing a game on the other one too. because I had one loaded up just to, you know, some demo games. I basically got these today, and I've been having a lot of fun playing with them. Full HD, IPS matte screen at 120 hertz. That's exactly what I was looking for with their phone. They did not send the phone. I think that's a different division. Maybe with some degree of luck that could happen. Not a touchscreen, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I've got the Asphalt 8 game here loaded up, but first I wanted to demonstrate the software here. So this is the software that would allow me to tweak. It comes with every one of the systems. Tweak everything about the keyboard as well, all the way down to even. Let me just go tab by tab. So there's the keyboard. Shows you what you can do, like remapping, setting up profiles. You can tweak the trackpad and even enable trackball mode if you want. Here's lighting. Okay, right now it's on spectrum cycling. Let me go to fire. Look at this. That's fire. Dude. Isn't that wild? Oh, it's almost like it's burning right there. But it's not burning. It's not heating up. It's great. You can change the brightness. You can change, of course, like I said, the keys. Let's go Starlight. And then you can change color 1 and color 2. You can choose random color, etc. So with this one, it's like you've entered a matrix of sorts. I think it's wild. Now, you did note, or if you did not note, the trackpad's off to the side. May take some getting used to, but not a huge deal. You know, once you're used to it. There's also a bar here. I was able to adjust volume there and potentially, you know, other things in different applications. I've not had a chance to spend a lot of time with it. As it notes here on this sticker, it's got the GTA 1060 desktop class graphics, as well as hybrid storage with a super fast SSD, as well as a 2 terabyte hard drive. So if you want something that gives you speed and storage, hybrid is definitely the way you're going to want to go. All right, let me see if I'm going to be able to balance this correctly so you can see everything. It's big, and I love that. Gaming mode, so you can turn on gaming mode for different keys. I mean, basically anything you would want in a system that is ready out of the box for gaming. They give you the software that you need. They give you the performance that you need in every one of these systems. But it's saying switch off lighting when these things happen, you know, power maintenance and control. Then there are macros that you can set. Macros you can set if you want, including there's a record delay, default delay, no delay. So that's nice. If you're into doing a lot of gaming online or recording for your own needs, or doing anything with games, there's a reason Razer is built for gamers. See, even though, you know, you may not consider yourself a hardcore gamer, this is a hardcore laptop for anybody. Seriously, it's outstanding. I would want, I think, this system with the screen that came with the Stealth. So there's Chroma peripherals, allow for third-party integration, so you can have immersive experiences, and then stats, to basically give you stats. Now, what's cool about that is that this is something I noticed earlier. You can basically, you're building your own stats. So you're able to generate a heat map of gameplay to get a better idea, potentially if you want to further optimize or if you want to record just for your, you know, further usage. They give you, you know, for your own information. They give you details about tracking, can be enabled or disabled, blah, 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 blah. But what's nice about that is that they've got it ready for you with various settings almost out of the box, including Star Wars Battlefront. They've got various keyboard configurations, keystroke configurations, and effectively, these are your stats. So these are effectively set up specific for the games, I'd imagine. And then heat maps. That's sample data there, showing last session, today, this week, etc. But that may be, again, it's interesting. This is stuff that you'd not be able to normally surface in an average piece of software that may come with your system. They've thought about darn near everything they'd need to think about with these particular systems. Like I said, specific for gamers. I just love. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me hit the close button. Love the keyboard. I know it's crazy, but you use the keyboard all the time. I think it's, I've always, but you know me, I've always been a fan of glowing lights. Okay, let's go ahead and go full screen on this one, just to show you some gameplay. I did play it earlier. I did pretty well. Let's go next. I'm just doing some, I turned down the volume because as much as it's got really nice speakers, and I'll run through the specs here in just a moment, I'm not licensed to replay anything. But there's this huge screen, huge, and beautiful screen. It's like I'm in the game. This is about as close as to being in the game as anything. There goes the plane. And I know I could probably play other games on this system. And unfortunately, the way I've got the white balance set on the particular stream is going to be different from what I have on camera. But super detailed. I've tweaked nothing as far as like optimization is concerned. I'm just, pressing a button and I'm going. And it's doing everything it needs to do. And obviously, I'm not a skilled driver. Thank goodness I drive better when I'm actually on the road. But it's responsive. The graphics are crisp. It's clean. It's a system that I could see myself playing a lot of games on, which is exactly what it was designed for. And I think more than anything, this screen is so immersive. It's so large. It's like you really crashed, which it's not doing. But it's immersive. And I think that's the thing I love about this screen size. Maybe not necessarily the resolution itself, but the screen size is immersive. And that's what you would want when you're gaming, when you're playing a game. You want to be in the game. And I think they've done a rather fantastic job with making that happen with this larger screen. It's built for everything. Okay, so here we go. This is I was reading the webpage specifically for the Blade Pro here. They've got the two configurations, which side by side this way you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But between the two, my recommendation, honestly, if you can, go for that larger resolution. Go with a different screen, unless, of course, you like the matte type of screen, and that's what you need for anti-glare. Limited time exclusive. You can save money. Do it right now. The link's in the video description. The desktop in your laptop, and that's true. This is probably the closest thing to a true desktop replacement I've seen. If I were to be gaming, I would prefer to do it on this system than maybe a desktop, a tower, because I could take this with me on the go. I've got everything I need built into one system, certified for perfection. You can see, certified by THX. That's the 4K model only. I don't think this is the 4K model, though, but THX mode. Up here, by the way, I was just mentioning the performance with the Core i7 processor, as well as the GeForce GTX 10 series VR-ready graphics, memory, etc. So then they're showing here, side by side, THX versus no THX. If you want, you can browse this webpage as well. Links in the video description. Amplified audio. That's on the high, super high-end system, which, if you're going to game, if you want a good display, you're going to want good audio, too. NVIDIA GeForce 10 series graphics. VR ready. You see, again, I'm like, ooh. If I had the configuration I wanted, I have a feeling I would be, like, running out and getting VR. Because that's the thing, is I just don't want it to be cumbersome, right? And to be able to run on this system would just make it lean, mean, and clean. And I love that. More memory, more storage, up to 32 gigs. They've got, in the full model, it says, full HD model has the SSD and the HD, versus the 4K model with two SSDs, RAID 0. I've never seen RAID in a laptop configuration before. Advanced connectivity, so you've got USB, DisplayPort, PCI Express, Thunderbolt, etc. And then they try to show you the side-by-sides, but doesn't do it justice. You've got, like I said, my favorite screen of the three is the one on the Stealth model. And my favorite size is probably the one that I'm using right now. So it's telling you a bit more about the 120 Hz IPS matte display. 120 Hz, huge bonus. I think that's its biggest win, at least for the phone. I haven't had a chance to really immerse myself in a 120 Hertz experience yet with a game, but this would certainly be capable. The matte display, and that may be a toss-up for y'all if you're between the 4K display with a touchscreen or the one that I'm using right now with the matte display at 120 Hertz. That would be a toss-up even for me, but I think I'd go with the 4K display. Smooth gaming with NVIDIA G-Sync, so there's no tearing. Picture perfect, and when they say that, they mean it. 100% Adobe RGB, so if you do anything in Photoshop, you know you're going to have accurate colors. World's first ultra-low profile mechanical keyboard. A mechanical keyboard in a laptop, Razer Chroma lighting with 16.8 million color options. I'm still in this particular mode because I couldn't spend the entire time, showing you everything you can do with the colors on that keyboard. But it's the small things. It's the small things that I love. Truly mobile desktop replacement. I believe them. I would have no problem if I had a configuration to tweak using this as a primary PC at all. Cutting edge thermal design. Y'all are gaming. You're going to get, you know, a heated laptop. You don't want to overheat your laptop. More ports, more possibilities. So what I'm saying is that they've accounted for that. Remember, you can game on a laptop, you can game on a PC, but wouldn't you rather be gaming on a laptop PC that was designed for gaming? I'd imagine. Small footprint, more power, right there. There's the power brick. That's the 250 watt model. Comes with Windows 10. Produced like a pro, so it's productive as well. And then they've got links to where to buy. There's that Razer Core V2, the plug-in for desktop power if you wanted to. They've also got a backpack, and then there's the Razer Blade. And then, of course, all the specs and whatnot. That's that one. Let me pop over back to the Stealth one, because I didn't show you this webpage earlier. Updated with a quad-core processor. So in case you have the dual-core one, it's got potentially the 8th gen Intel Core i7 processor if you get that configuration. Ultra light, ultra thin, ultra book. I like it. I like it a lot. That's the problem. I like a little bit from each one of them. But I go to the extremes. I'd either go this way or I'd go the other direction with all these. Black or gunmetal. I would choose the darkest of the two. That's me, personally. A masterpiece, it is. Very lightweight, slim, portable, perfect on the go. I will tell you that. And as I mentioned before, battery life is probably one of the biggest boons in the Stealth. 1 day, one charge. This is what they say on the website. Up to 10 hours, up to 7 hours, up to 15 hours. I can't verify that, but I can tell you that the 13.3 QHD is the one with the glossy screen. I believe is that one. It's fantastic. The screen is it's delicious. The colors are so vibrant. It would be so hard for me to choose between all these. But anyway, then they go into the details and everything there. So I really appreciate them sending me these various configurations to take a look at. I don't know when they're going to be asking for me to return them, but I will answer as many questions as I possibly can between the three. Now I think you know why I was inclined to start with the Ultrabook here. It's a lot easier to hold. When you go between the two, it's night and day. But you know what? That's the thing, is they've allowed for a variety of configurations. You can find one that suits you. Whether or not you fit their core demographic being gamers, I go beyond that. Any power user, I think, would be very, very happy with any one of these systems. I'm getting a few of the questions here that are coming into chat. Although some of the questions are in relation to pricing, I can tell you that they've got a special running right now, and of course, the pricing is going to change over time, so I'd hesitate to tell you the pricing. I would be much happier to tell you that the general experience I had out of the box, booting it up for the first time and going was swift. I didn't feel like I had to just jump through screen after screen after screen to get this set up, to get that set up. Everything was just ready. Everything was out of my way. I was just, boom, I was in. I've got a couple of notes that I wanted to make here. I wanted to mention Razer Blade, the one in the middle, that I'm going to actually show you again, because I did want to play a game on that one as well. Same game, just to kind of, maybe you can see the difference between the two, if only with screen size. But I mentioned the Razer Blade. This one here is like portable with power. The Razer Blade Pro, the large one, is a desktop replacement. As far as I'm concerned, it is the desktop replacement. The Razer Blade Stealth, the Ultrabook, is, I believe, a very fine balance. With that, you could always connect the external video card to have a desktop replacement graphic, or desktop-driven type graphics. Sorry if I'm tripping over words. That's the issue sometimes when going live. But that's where I feel it's a nice balance. Premium all the way through, high quality CNC aluminum builds, and unfortunately that it just doesn't speak to really. It's like it doesn't speak to how it feels. It's quality, premium. They look good. They run well. This is what I would want in a laptop configuration. It's just it's nice. Doesn't feel like it doesn't. There's nothing about it that's cheap, chintzy, flimsy, low quality at all. which is what you might want. It's certainly what I would want. Love the black options. Love the logo. No extraneous unnecessary software. The screen and the overall size are key differentiators for me. As I look at them at a distance, it's basically the size of the screen that I think is going to drive most of your purchasing decisions. Built with gamers in mind, performance and polish. The iconic logo looks great at any angle. I did note that. Like, no matter, I'm not going to suggest that you're going to hold your notebook upside down, but it just looks good at any angle. And it's a finer detail, but it's one that did not escape me, and I think that just, it's nice. It's nice. I said I'm going to be sad when I'm like, I may ask him, I'm like, can I build my own configuration and maybe do a real review of the laptop, play Battlefront on it? Maybe, please. Anyway, so the backlit keyboard, as I mentioned, is amazing. The Razer Synapse software, also just doesn't feel like they skipped out on. Like, everything was thought all the way through, fit to finish, or stem to stern, fit and finish. There's the webpage that I was showing you earlier. I also have that Asphalt 8 game pulled up here. I think I would like just between all of them, I like just the full touchpad. I'm not sure if I'm a fan necessarily of the buttons on the touchpad here on this mid-range. If that's even fair to call it, just the Razer Blade. But it is in between. It's in between large and small. They've got something for everybody. Just going to play through this game. Classic. Cross the finish line first. I did, by the way. I did when I'm sorry. I've got the screen here by throwing things off. Is that a little better for y'all? Sorry, that's not to a perfect brightness for this particular live video. But you've got your arrow keys here. And you can race. You can play. It's fast. Is this the perfect game to demonstrate? Probably not. But in terms of being able to do it on a live video, getting these particular systems, I didn't even mean to do that. On this very day that I'm showing you, that I'm able to demonstrate them for you, I'm pretty happy. I was able to get through 3 laptops in one day, and I'm going to be very, very sad to let them go. Boy, that's the second time the first time I did this, I must have turned it properly or did a proper drifting, but I'm not doing it with 2 hands. I'm just demonstrating. I'm showing you. Obviously, you can play games. I mean, you could get a laptop, a gaming class laptop, and not play games on it if you wanted to, but honestly, I feel that you would not be getting as much value out of a premium experience. Games from the low end to the high end are going to work, and it just feels like this is a type of PC configuration, all of them, a PC type of configuration that would easily last for years. Easily. Just premium. It's so slick. It feels so nice. It's wonderful. I mean, it really is. And that's not something I can say about a lot of these types of systems. Usually they cut corners. But when they cut corners on this one, it's like physical corners, right? So you've got the nice, smooth, rounded edges. This is the only cutting corners they did. So you got smooth corners. See, because you have to cut it, right? But as far as I can tell, as far as the time that I've spent with these, there's zero doubt in my mind that these are easy systems to recommend for their software alone, because that's been a rather large issue for me. When you get software in a system that you just don't want, this doesn't come with anything you don't want. Just comes with what you got. If only. So if you were wondering, hey, who should I turn to get a system that's clean? Razer. No questions at all. No questions. Someone mentions here in chat, he says, if you've watched Chris before, he's an enthusiastic kind of guy, no matter if he gets his stuff sponsored or not. That's why we watch him. That is true. Thank you, Andre. I get excited over glowing keyboards. If you watch the thousands of videos I've done, if I had more time, and also, I guess, the game, Battlefront. I'd play Battlefront 2 on one of these particular configurations. Then you would see me getting very, very excited. Another person notes, this is Evat, and I apologize if I didn't get your name correct. He says, because they're in this industry for a very long time now, their experience is unparalleled. Razer and other brands are catching up. So you are catching up to where you need to be. This is, it's interesting now because Razer's not only got the hardware, the laptop aspects covered, but they also have the phone aspects covered. It's stem to stern. So they're going to start bringing their ecosystem together. You know, there's one thing that I know we're not going to be shy of in this particular realm, and that is specifically games. And games are everything. I think some of Jedi's first experiences with computers, these types of computers, as opposed to, you know, the phone types of computers, those PCs. I think her first experience will likely be in playing video games, gaming. I'd rather give her a system that I liked, if only because I, you know, may have to, you know, help her through it. But I think she's going to do far more with gaming than I ever could. AJ mentions they made a pretty excellent device this year. No doubt, you know, it's a decision I think we all have to make. We all have to decide, what system are we going to go with? A desktop system, a desktop replacement system, a laptop, something portable. And I've talked about, like, my next gen systems probably not being desktops, but being more like these types of computing experiences, portable. We all have to make decisions, and we have to know what we need and what a company might be able to provide. And I think Razer's done the right things with these particular configurations. It looks like I think they're kind of ahead of the game personally, because of where gaming sits. I'm not sure how many other laptop systems are built with gamers in mind. Like, truthfully, I mean, they may say they are, not like this. I've been using these types of systems for years, not like this. It looks like we got another super chat here from VT Productions PC. He says, tell him to send you a Razer phone, lol. Oh, I can't do that. I kind of did, but don't worry about it. I really like LED keyboards on the laptop. I upgraded, well, now you know your next upgrade. You just missed it. Return the other laptop. Get one of these. Once you see this, once you see the keyboard on this, oh, I gotta show you again. I'm just opening this one because it's the number one. It's a touch screen, and number two, it's a lot easier to hold. And see, the nice thing is the backlit keys work well even when you're bathed in light, as opposed to some other backlit keyboards where the light is unbalanced. This is very well done. They thought of everything they possibly could have with these systems. And even when it's off, it looks good. That's how you know it's a nice laptop, when someone goes, ooh, what's that? Even Diana did. I have to point that out. Diana, before the stream, she's like, oh, those are that's nice. Which one's mine? I said, hun, slow down. Slow down. Although I have a feeling that between these three, I think Diana would probably be happiest with the Ultrabook as well. Although she's been lamenting that she hasn't had a desktop in years. But I think the portable one. But I had to let her down. I said, I'm sorry, hon. If I let her play with it, then I will be in trouble for the holidays. Well, maybe I won't be in trouble in relation to Razer, but she's been looking longingly at these types of systems. Maybe not for gaming, but, you know, if it works well for gaming, you know, everything else is going to come in tow, which is, you know, kind of what they spoke to in relation to software, like, you know, better compatibility with desktop tools that you may use that aren't games. You know, you spend a lot of time not gaming, possibly. So you want something that does both. Get you a laptop that does them both. Is that what they say, or did I totally mess that up? John Hitbox in chat says, it's super duper sexy. I'm not embarrassed to say that. You shouldn't be. It is. It really genuinely is. If I didn't feel that the build quality of the hardware or the build quality of the software weren't worth talking about, I would have probably not talked about them as much as I have. But this is just, it's so nice. It's well done. Very well done. It puts a lot of most other systems out there to shame. They did not skimp on the details. You kind of got to pick it up and feel it. That's why I wish I can just, you know, pass it off to you. Like, just here, feel it. Touch it. Hold it. Let's see here. How far are we here into the live video? Oh, wow. I've been talking for a long time about these laptops. Didn't realize I was talking that long. I apologize, but I don't really apologize. I really appreciate having the time to spend with these. I'll continue to answer questions about them. If you're inclined, I'll be live streaming TLDR as we normally do in the other YouTube channel, youtube.com/LockerGnome. That is the LockerGnome Daily Report. So head over there, check out the link in the video description. if you are so inclined, and not just for the Razer laptops, because right now you can save money. Right now, as of the time of the recording, which is why you should have tuned in live. Turn on notifications for this channel. I assume you're already subscribed to this channel. The other one is probably the next place you want to go, youtube.com/LockerGnome. And then after that, I'll be live streaming some entrepreneurial advice, as I'm now normally doing on a daily basis over at youtube.com/Creator Advocate. You can join Discord chat 24/7, which is not here, but it will be in a moment in the other live video, by either becoming a patron of mine or by heading over to twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo and becoming a sub. I love you. I appreciate you, but at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own advice. Devices. If you want to take your own advice, it's fine, but thank you for taking mine. I also appreciate the fact that Razer did sponsor this video, as I mentioned in the very beginning. May the Force be with you.